What's going on, everybody? Back to make another video today because there's a lot going on in the world and a lot of it's not good, but if we stay vigilant about it, we can overcome it. So I know there's fires in LA right now. I don't know how contained they are, but it looks like the damage is pretty devastating, and I have had my eye on the so-called wildfires in particularly the western half of the United States for many years now, and I don't think they're natural. I think there might be numerous causes, but it does look like they are acts of arson. Directed energy weapons might be involved, but smart meters have been shown to explode. That could be a culprit. But when you look at the maps of like the neighborhoods that get burned out, like in Paradise, California, all of the houses get burned, none of the trees get burned, and then you got cars on the asphalt with the aluminum rims melted off of them, and the asphalt's just like totally fine. And that just screams to me like directed energy weapon. But there could be other things involved as well. I like to keep an open mind about such things, but the number of fires we're seeing says to me that like this is not a natural occurrence. And I know a lot of people will scream, "Oh, it's global warming, it's global warming," but I'm not buying it. I'm really not. Particularly because to use Southern Oregon, where I live, as an example, the major industries down here, logging, mining, and cannabis were, three big industries that were happening down here for a while. And then the market just got so regulated in all of those industries to the point where nobody can actually go and like do any work anymore. It happens here and there, but it's, for the most part, like, it's really hard to get a business going doing any of that. And as a result, there's a lot of people who are out of work and who are turning to more nefarious things, like meth is a big problem in Southern Oregon, and fentanyl, of course. But another thing that they've been turning to is what I'm going to call the wildfire industrial complex, where you've got all this mining and logging equipment sitting around, and it's not being put to use, and these ex-miners and loggers have to, they gotta make a living somehow, so somebody goes out and sets a fire, and then these people get called in to use their bulldozer to make a bank or something, to keep the fire contained, and they get paid for it. So boom, there's an industry for them. And this is what is called there's a school of economics behind it, called the Keynesian school. I think I'm saying that right. But it's basically the idea of like, if you're a window salesman, you go out and you break windows in your town so that you sell more windows. You know, it's a really nefarious ideology, and it's running rampant in our world, where it just seems like nobody can be like creative anymore. Nobody wants to like build anything. Everyone just wants to go out and like steal what they can, or you know, get a handout from the government wherever they can, or you know, this scorched earth sort of mentality. So we got those fires going on, you know, and then there's rumors of things like utility fog, where you know, there could be nanobots in the fog, and that could be getting inside of people, and you know, of course, the mRNA in the vampire fangs, that's still going on. You know, it's just like there's an all-out assault on our humanity, and I really don't care how schizophrenic you fucking think I am when I talk about like how people are possessed by demons and stuff, because I've seen enough to realize that I'm bang on about that. And furthermore, the shaman swims in the same waters that the schizophrenic drowns in. And I've studied abnormal psychology in college, year 2. I stood up in front of a whole 150 person packed room, and I told them all to their faces that there's a war on consciousness, and that the powers that be don't want us to know who we are. This was after the teacher, the student teacher who was filling in that day, told us all that we weren't going to study psychedelic drugs in abnormal psychology, when we had studied all the other kinds of drugs in that class, but for some reason we weren't going to study those ones. And so I just, you know, I'd been listening to Terrence McKenna for a few years at that point, and so I stood up and decided I had to make my voice heard. And I was reading articles like what a shaman sees in a mental hospital, stuff like that. Anyways, there's more to this reality than meets the eye. And the Western reductionist scientific model of the world is a very convenient way to shove all of that stuff that goes on unseen under the rug. So furthermore, we got this inauguration coming up, a new changing of the guard puppet president going in. And you know, there's never been the way that the world is poised for World War III right now. There's never been a better time to have a false flag attack. You know, these sorcerers could pull a rabbit out of the hat at any point right now. You know, they already kind of tried with you know, the New Year's Day you know, the bombing that happened. I mean, you're being goaded. At every turn, in almost every aspect of your humanity, you're being goaded to try to throw the first punch. Because when you throw that first punch, you know it's on. And we can't let that happen. We have to remain stalwart in our humanity and see this stuff for what it is. That it's just bait. It's just a fucking intelligence agency out there, a rogue fucking intelligence agency that's just trying to make a buck off of fucking World War III, and we can't let it happen. Can't let it happen. We all need to stay vigilant. And overcome this darkness that's been falling on us for a while now. A long while now. And we need to really institute within ourselves natural law. Do no harm, take no shit. Reject government. Reject all forms of slavery. Only then will the world know peace.